Good morning from Camp Randall Stadium in Madison. It's breakfast at the WIAA State Championships. 2 unbeatens going for a title in Division III here this morning. Greendale against Monona Grove as we welcome in. A little snow overnight here at Camp Randall Stadium. The sun trying to come out. We've got football ready for you here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Hi, everybody. I'm Craig Kashan alongside Scott Nelson. Great to have you with us here this morning. What a clash we have between 2 unbeatens, and ironically, they take kind of 2 different roads here during the playoffs to Camp Randall.
Yeah, both these teams know how to play championship football. It's awfully fun to see teams that, should we be here, should we not? These teams have really earned their way. Greendale, in particular, has had fairly easy road in playoffs. Their big test was early in the year against Franklin, who we'll see in the D1 game later today. They won 37-13. On the other side, Monona Grove tested throughout the season with a very good Badger conference. Their big test came against Catholic Memorial, the defending state champs, in a 20-17 victory there. Both teams playing very good football right now.
They've kind of felt like they've gone through some championships already just during the playoff run. Time now for our Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board key matchup. 2 dual-threat quarterbacks. They should be fun to watch today.
Josh Ringelberg is awfully fun. He works well with his feet, but much more of a passer. Very, very good with his arm. On the other side, Tyler Blank for the Silver Eagles gets it done both ways with a solid core around both of these guys. It ought to be fun to watch these 2 athletes go to work.
Yeah, they're responsible for a lot of touchdowns for their respective teams. It's been quite a run for these 2 unbeatens. Only room for 1 winner, though. Who will it be? Monona Grove and Greendale, Division III final. The kickoff is next. The WIAA Football Championships on Fox Sports Wisconsin are presented by Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. By the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, and by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. Back at a chilly Camp Randall Stadium here in Madison. Friday morning football. The Division III State Championship between Greendale and Monona Grove about to get underway. Both schools well represented here today as we take a look at our Blaines Farm and Fleet coaches profile. Mike Stassi for Monona Grove, his 14th year, 140-30 record. Very impressive as he gets this team back to state for the first time since the 2004 season. And Rob Stoltz, just an impressive record over at Greendale, his 14th year as well, 104 victories. It's their 2nd appearance at the state high school championship. They finished as the runner-up back in 2006. So Greendale looking for their first football championship in school history here today. 31 degrees, partly cloudy here this morning in Madison. You see some snow left down the field at the turf here. Camp Randall had about an inch of snow overnight. So a fun atmosphere all the way around for both of these schools to close out their high school football season, and for many of these players closing out their high school football careers. And what a way to go out.
Well, if you're a senior, Craig, and you get a chance of playing Camp Randall for the gold ball, you're exactly right. What a way to go out. Obviously some great leadership on both sides, good coaching staffs, people that have been together for a while. And I think that's a calming effect for the kids. They know what the coaches expect, coaches that know the type of players that they have, and they put them in positions to win.
Greendale wearing the gray home uniforms and Monona Grove in all white. Greendale also colored in a little neon green as we see today with the socks, and Monona Grove, of course, blue, silver, and white, their team colors. Drew Schuchard is getting ready to kick off for the Silver Eagles. What a clash we expect this to be here in Division III. 2 teams that have gone unbeaten throughout the season, both perfect 13-0 records. Morning session is underway. Short kickoff taken by the up man for Greendale, and the ball is loose on the turf, and it looks like Monona Grove has the football. And how about that, right off the top, the game's first turnover, and it is recovered by David Manns of the Silver Eagles.
Great job getting down the field by the coverage unit. And in a day like today, is the ball a little wet? Probably not, but it is cold. You're cold. You better make sure you secure that. Great job of coming in. One guy getting in the legs, next guy coming through to punch the ball out. Just like a lot of coaches will teach. First man in, wrap them up. Second man in, try and get the turnover. And great start here for the Silver Eagles.
So Ty Ramirez of the Panthers taking that short kickoff and then losing the football. And Monona Grove will start out. Tyler Blang is their quarterback. And as we mentioned off the top, an outstanding dual threat. He'll keep it, run, and for good yardage, still on his feet. First down. And a big pickup to start this game offensively on the ground for Tyler Blang, the senior quarterback.
No problem with his footwork there whatsoever. Cutting right, cutting left, making a couple guys miss. Just important that you get that traction and that feel. A lot of these kids will just wear their regular grass shoes with those cleats and the nubs, and they'll stick into your. But you want to start fast. You want to send a message. You want to let those guys know and understand it's going to be a long day. You got some big fellas up front. We'll get to a couple of them later here in this game and talk a little bit more about them.
You get the feeling today that snow's only going to melt on that turf with the action on the field. Not because of the warmth, that's for sure. Blang taken down this time by Ramirez. And also Tristan Pipp, who leads this Panther team in tackles, came in to action today with 141 tackles on the season.
And the young man's only a sophomore. Pretty impressive.
Take a look at the backs and receivers for the Silver Eagles. Offerdahl and Zenger in that backfield, interchangeable running backs. And across that front line, Jake Takora anchors the middle at center. Second down and 10, no gain on that last play for the Silver Eagles. This time the call goes to Torin Young. Short gainer, that defense up front, led by Jake Maxwell. He is an all-stater. And the linebackers include Ratowski, Pitt, Miller, Shuddy, and Ramirez. And Jack Ringelberg, brother of Josh, the safety in that secondary. Third down and 7 for the Silver Eagles. Just underway. Division III state championship. Blang keeps it and going nowhere. Great defensive effort out there once again, led by Pitt of Greendale.
What a fun guy to watch, a linebacker. Again, only a sophomore, but with really good size, 6'2", over 200 pounds. Comes in. The only thing that I would say on that, again, nitpicking, get your head on the far side. Cross face with him. Don't allow him that cutback or be able to slip the tackle. But a young man that reads the ball very, very well, finds where it is, locates, and then gets downhill in a hurry.
I'm worried about you if you say you're nitpicking already and we just started today. We have 3 games, Scott.
Hey, scratch the surface.
Fourth down and 7. Silver Eagles going for it just inside the 15-yard line of Greendale. Blang looking to pass, throws, and it's complete. Finds his receiver, but well short of the first down is Trey Powers. And Greendale's defense holds. Gabe Khalid is there on the initial contact.
Good protection up front. He starts to drift off to the side. He locates the only guy that's open, and he's really pretty well covered. He's just short of the first down. Great turnover to start the game for the Silver Eagles. Great defensive stop here for the Panthers. And I don't mind that call from Monona Grove. You got him pinned deep. If you don't have a field goal kicker, you don't trust the footing, go for it this way. You at least start them back deep in their own territory. So both teams doing a really good job here early on.
Loving great. So Greendale goes on offense. Ringelberg comes out at quarterback, the All-State quarterback. He is only a junior. Pass is complete to his receiver, Devilak. And he goes a long ways for about a 1-yard gain. Check that. That's Mitchell Breeze, leading receiver with 71 catches on the season. There are the numbers on Josh Ringelberg, the quarterback. He also rushed for nearly 600 yards, but how about his passing yardage? Up near 3,040 touchdowns.
Even those receivers, as you run across the field that way, if they can get north and south, that's why he's got so many yards. Very, very talented out on the edge.
This time they'll go to the ground game. And a big pickup for Greendale. All the way up to the 28-yard line. Good pickup out there for Angel Ramirez.
Just a quick motion, a little flip toss here. Not even a handoff, which is risky if he doesn't catch that. Great job of the stiff arm against Lippiett. for Monona Grove. Some good blocking downfield. These guys aren't afraid to weave themselves back and forth down the field.
Well, this team wants to run first to open up the passing game. They had a good run there. Now they go to the air. Pass is complete. And it's to Mitchell Breeze. Take a look at the starting lineups on offense for Greendale. And you have Zawicki in that backfield. Breeze has already caught a couple of catches, and Ramirez running with the football. And Mike Witkowski anchors that front line on offense. 2nd down and 4 coming up for the Panthers. They fumbled the opening kickoff deep in their own territory, but their defense holds, so they have the football back here. And another good run up over the 40-yard line. And that run by Jake Zawicki. Here's a look at that defense up front for the Silver Eagles. It's McCoskey, Decora, Guyette, and Stinson. And then Offerdahl, Lippiett, and Quam, the linebackers. And then that secondary, Sawyer Livesey and Trey Powers.
The center for Greendale just came off, got shaken up on that play. We'll see how the new center coming in with the quarterback exchange. And got a timeout with the Panthers.
So a key injury early. We'll check it out when we come back in the Division III state championship.
You are watching the WIAA State Championship Football, brought to you by the Marshfield Clinic. And talking with Monona Grove head coach Mike Stassi earlier this week, he said all week long they have trying to practice simulating Greendale's no-huddle offense. He said we've seen some spread teams like Mount Horeb and Fort Atkinson, but he said none as fast as Greendale. He said they have speed at all of their skill spots, especially Mitchell Breeze, their all-state receiver. He said he is a flyer. Ultimately, defensively, he said they cannot give up the big play and keep them out in front. Craig, back up to you.
Yeah, those are good tools to go in for, and something that obviously has added up to a lot of success for a perfect record. Now after the timeout by Greendale, Ringelberg twists and turns for maybe a yard or two. Midway through the first quarter, good battle to start out with between Greendale and Monona Grove. And there was some question whether Mike Witkowski was injured or not at that center spot for Greendale.
He's back in, but I think that timeout allowed him to get him back in without having to take a play off.
Second down and 9. Pass tipped and complete. Zach Stinson got his hand on that football for Monona Grove, but the pass completed out there to St. Ange.
Greendale likes to go at a pretty good clip. They're rotating in personnel quite a bit. Great effort. But Monona Grove likes to do a lot of man-to-man coverage, so they got to get pressure up front, hurry that throw, get to the quarterback a little bit, force some errant throws, but you get your hands up on the ball. That's a great defensive play as well.
Ringelberg, the pitch back on 3rd down and 6. Into Monona Grove territory. Good run by Zawicki. And enough for a first down to keep this drive going for Greendale. Big 3rd down pickup.
Really nice job by Zawicki, kind of weaving his way in there, but getting guys out on the edge and a little option play, outrunning one, and then just makes one guy miss. Again, that footwork is key. These guys are obviously getting more and more comfortable the more they get their hands on the ball.
Here's Zawicki's numbers, the 1,000-yard rusher for the Panthers. High snap out of the shotgun. They have slowed down the beat of this offense a bit. That allows Monona Grove to get into that backfield. Lippiett on the stop for the Silver Eagles.
Well, Lippiett, a downhill runner, reads the play very, very well, slips by the tackle, untouched. The late pulling guard has no chance to get him because he's already 3 yards in the backfield. Pretty easy play for this senior linebacker.
5'11", 205, Brock Lippiett. Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 11. Ringelberg looks to throw downfield, and this one is nearly picked off. Sawyer Livesey nearly had that one picked off for the Silver Eagles.
Man-to-man coverage again. That's what Monona Grove likes to do. They got isolation out on the edge, safety help from the middle of the field. Livesey should have had that one. but a great job on the inside of reading it, adjusting to the football, and expecting help from the inside. But you're isolated. You better play solid man-to-man coverage.
Suggs in a tough spot for the receivers here, maybe the defensive backs too. They will look directly back in the way Greendale is driving at this point. This time the pass is complete, close to a first down. Breeze on the reception, but it looks like they're going to be about a yard short at the 39-yard line of Monona Grove.
Brock Lippy, an outside linebacker, in this case, is in the flat, just about to the numbers. What he needs to do is just locate somebody. Nobody's in front of him on a route. Continue to sink and force a high throw. That time you left enough space in between for the quarterback, Ringelberg, to drop it in.
And the ball, it looks like a generous mark, a first down. Well, I didn't think he had it.
I didn't either, but I watched the sideline for Greendale. They were working this close official to us to come in, and it looks like as he went in, he had a different spot than the guy on the other side of the field.
Well, Greendale will take it. First down and 10. Their drive continues. Pump fake. Downfield. Ball caught. Inside the 10-yard line to Mitchell Breeze. And Greendale first down and goal.
Breeze with a beautiful route. Coming in like a quick slant route, a pump fake by the quarterback, and then he drifts as far away from the defender as he possibly can towards the boundary. Beautifully thrown football up and over the shoulder. And as a defender in Livesey, you're just trying to play catch up and get back as fast as you can to close that ground, but a great job in executing by the offense.
Ringelberg up the middle, stretches, touchdown, Greendale.
One thing about this offense, Craig, is because they spread you out. They force you to play and cover down. If you play zone, you got a chance on the inside. Because Monona Grove likes man-to-man coverage so much, they get guys on the edge. If they don't take a look and locate the football, you're isolated one-on-one. While you're trying to find it, meanwhile, there's an offensive line that's coming to try and knock your block off. Great job of opening up the hole at the middle on the quarterback keeper.
Frankie Rudkowski in for the extra point, and it is good. And Greendale strikes first in Division III state championship. The WIAA football championships on Fox Sports Wisconsin are presented by Associated Bank, a good fit, and by Didion Milling and Ethanol. Discover the Didion difference at DidionMilling.com. Sun poking out here at Camp Randall. Greendale strikes first in Division III, 7-0 here in the first quarter. Badger Sports Report is your all-access pass to UW football. Each week, head coach Gary Anderson weighs in as Badger Sports Report gives you all the game highlights, features, and interviews to keep you up to date. Watch the Badger Sports Report Tuesday at 6:30 only on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Well, they're all bundled up. Temperature was 31 degrees when we kicked off just moments ago. Josh Ringelberg gets his Greendale team out in front early for his head coach Rob Stoltz. It's 7-0, a nice scoring drive of 90 yards, and they eat more than 4 minutes off the clock.
I laugh at it, the blaze orange getting ready for deer hunting coming up here, but I got a feeling that's not so much for him right now. That's, hey, fellas, that's so you can locate me through this sea out here that we have in the massive Camp Randall.
Well, they've kind of got the neon green and the gray going with the uniforms as well, and they're having a good time here at the state championship all the way around. Monona Grove on the short kickoffs going to end up in pretty good shape here to start their second series as Jackson Riley returns it up over the 35-yard line to the 37, where it's going to be first down and 10 there for Tyler Blang, the senior quarterback. 3-sport star for the Silver Eagles. Basketball, baseball, football. He says, I wish I could play golf, too. Maybe play soccer.
You know, for golf, that's a lifelong thing. You got plenty of time for that. Enjoy this moment while you can.
You got that right. 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter here in the Division III state championship. Silver Eagles trail 7-0 in this game, but that's not uncommon for this team, especially in the playoffs. They had a battle at the level 3 against Catholic Memorial, the defending champs in Division III, and had to come back down 2 touchdowns in that fourth quarter. And Blang said that's the highlight of his career. Only one thing would better that would be today, of course, winning a state championship.
No doubt. He's got some guys around him that are very, very good, have been with him for a long time, and I think a very tight-knit group.
Then they stick to the ground. This time it's Torrin Young, and help leading the way there is Jaden Galt. And you can see that this guy is going places. He's going to the UW. He's going to the U.S. Army Bowl coming up in January. Highly acclaimed offensive lineman, 6'7", 300 pounds, and one of the main reasons up front why this Monona team is still unbeaten.
And named the lineman of the year for the state of Wisconsin. That's some pretty good company. There's one guy from Greenfield. There's another guy from Arrowhead. We'll get to some of those other names, but some very, very good company and a class young man.
Third down and short. Greendale's defense can't hold this time as Young finds pay dirt to a first down and crosses the midfield stripe. So the drive continues for Monona Grove.
Well, and this is what Monona Grove really needs to do. They just need to establish control, line of scrimmage, get out in some space, allow their skill guys to work. If they can control that line of scrimmage, getting to the edge or getting up the middle will be a little bit easier. They started out fast, as we saw with that fumble recovery on the opening kickoff. Greendale had something to say about that, but they just need to get in some rhythm here offensively, really, with a long, sustained drive. And so far, so good.
First down and 10 for the Silver Eagles. Again, the handoff goes to Young. Good gainer of about 5, maybe 6 yards as he runs towards the left side where Jaden Galt is posted on that offensive line.
Some big-time hits going on here as well. Young gets up a little bit slow, but a great job of reading things. Late hit up over the top. Not a late hit, but a late guy into the tackle as Young goes down to one knee. Again, big ball players, physical ball game. It's a little bit cold from what you're probably used to. Yesterday was beautiful. Today's a little bit cooler temperature. Those things hurt as you go on through the course of this season.
So Torrin Young, just a sophomore. And he is still down on the field, so we will take a break while they attend to him and come back to Madison. To see Torrin Young up, he walked off under his own power, took a couple of deep breaths, and over on the sideline right now for Monona Grove. And you might feel those hits a little bit more here. Temperature only 31 degrees. It snowed overnight, and probably one of the coolest conditions of playing football in the state of Wisconsin all year long, without a doubt. Here, a late November state championship game. Second down and 5. And right up the middle, not a whole lot of running room for Monona Grove against that Greendale defense. Has been outstanding. This time it's Offerdahl on the carry.
When you talk about those temperatures and how things might hurt a little bit more, I guarantee you, as much as you hurt, you're still fighting and lobbying for yourself to get back out on the field. This is something special for these kids, and until they can't absolutely walk and talk or any of that stuff, they're going to find a way to get back out there.
Torrin Young, the sophomore, went out for a moment, nearly 1,000-yard rusher, 984 coming in, and an Offerdahl who just carried the ball, 741 yards. And that's what Mike Stassi said. He said these guys are interchangeable, and this time the ball goes to Offerdahl again on third down and short, but looks like he's going to be short. Ball marked at the 41-yard line, needed to get to the 40. So it looks like he's about a yard shy of the first down.
Well, some decision time here. I won't be surprised to see Coach Stassi go for it again. A team that's usually very, very disciplined. They don't hurt themselves with penalties. They just find a way to get things done. And one thing that he will say about Jaden Galt, when we need that yard, that's behind the big fella that we will go.
Look for number 77 over on the left side. This time Young back in and fights his way just over the 40-yard line. Looks like he has just enough. But I'll tell you what, you got to be impressed with the effort by Greendale stopping the run so far in the first half.
Well, Galt, the initial surge at left tackle there, starts to drive, and then you see the leverage underneath. If you can drop and sink your hips defensively and then continue to drive through that block, through that tackle, you win that battle. Just a great stalemate there on the left-hand side by both those young men.
There's Jaden Galt, number 77 for Monona Grove. This time Young gets the call. And that's what he does well. He can spin, keep his feet going, and get more yards for you as he gets inside the 35-yard line. Pickup of about 5.
Really good job by number 66, Nick Meyer, pulling and coming across, and with the kickoff block, allows his running back to read that, set up the block, cut hard upfield. 6 yards on the carry, 6 hard yards on the carry, but they're really chunking and grinding this drive out.
Nick Meyer lines up on that offensive line for the Silver Eagles. This time a fake run by Blang, but the pass incomplete as he was looking out there for his brother Brady. Goes through his hands.
Goes through his hands. I'm not so sure even if he catches that. Yeah, you might gain, what, a yard at most. There's one defender that was engaged. The other one read it very well. So you got a safety and a corner coming to attack. Really good job reading defensively.
Great family of athletes, the Blang family. Tyler's dad is Darren, and his father is Mike, well known in the Madison area community, Monona Grove Athletics. 3rd down, and a long 4 coming up. And Young tries to stretch, but it looks like he's going to be marked just shy at the 31-yard line. So another 4th down and short coming up for Monona Grove. And the first quarter comes to an end. Greendale off to a strong start. It's been a good battle so far. Plenty more to come in a 7-0 ball game. You're watching the WIAA State Football Championships on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Marshfield Clinic. Getting ready to start the second quarter. Greendale a 7-0 lead over Monona Grove, but the Silver Eagles are driving and face a second 4th down and 1 situation on this drive to try to keep it alive at the 31-yard line. Young gets the call right up the middle, picks up a 1st down. As he crosses the 30-yard line, the drive continues.
Well, a couple gutsy calls, 4th and shorts here for Monona Grove. So far been very, very good at that. An outstanding job pulling one, a kickoff block, and just going right up guard tackle or center guard gap, the A gap. Pretty simple play, but very effective for Monona Grove.
Kind of a nickel and dime drive going on right now for the Silver Eagles, doing just enough right now to continue on against this Greendale defense, which has been very good here in the first half. And another reason why, as you see right there, stopping that run, and if you can defend that first, you're going to be in pretty good shape overall. And for Greendale there, the stop by Ty Ramirez.
I just isolated on Jaden Galt. Outstanding job of getting the edge, setting it, and then not stopping his feet, continuing to drive through him. And I think that's what college coaches really liked about him, is he's a big fella, but he moves very well. Obviously big, but a young man that understands positioning, footwork, and athleticism.
There's big Jaden Galt, big 6'7", 300-pounder. Going to play football next year on the same turf for the Badgers. This time to keep it by Blang. Good pickup inside the 20. Spins ahead down to the 12-yard line. And another 1st down for Monona Grove.
Jaden Galt again going against number 59, Mike Vraney. Just a great job. Look at the strength and the leverage for a big fella like that. Turns around and gets to watch the running backs work, which as an offensive lineman, you don't get a lot of glory, but that's the time where you really celebrate the success you have.
Vraney, the senior, 5'10", 210. And of course, Jaden Galt, 6'7", 300. So it seems like he's got about 1 foot and 100 pounds on Vraney. But what's Vraney to do? That's kind of the storyline in football, high school football, when you have somebody of that size and really magnitude and power right now.
But I think Vraney has also done a very good job of isolating one-on-one that way. Okay, if we're going to go at it, let's go. I'm not going to back down from you. I'm going to give you some leverage. I'm going to force you to work. It's just when he gets stopped, it's very hard to get off the engaging block. And That's what Galt's very good at, is he doesn't let you go.
And the question, too, is how long can he sustain that over a full game
before he gets worn down, no doubt.
Second down, and a flag comes in. We have movement on the far side by Monona Grove.
Dead ball foul. Full start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
And it looks like the receiver, Jackson Riley, got a step or two ahead of everybody. So this is where you don't want the penalties, though.
Right.
You're inside the red zone. Now you're 5 yards further back.
Your drive has been going very good, very methodical, like you said, but very controlled. These guys aren't outside their element. They feel very comfortable, and I think that's what Coach Stassi has done, his staff. Very calm, controlled, not panicking over things. They just continue to work through all 4 quarters, and it's been a staple of his program since he took over.
Second down and 13. They can pick up a first down at the 2-yard line of Greendale. Lang throws, and the pass incomplete. He was looking out there for Riley, but they can't connect, so it's going to be a third down and long inside the red zone.
Very good coverage in the back end by the Panthers. Just sitting, nobody deep and behind them. Everybody's in front so they can read where they're going. The quarterback's checking from person to person. As he locates his receivers, there's a gray shirt with him. He picks the last guy. Even there, they get 5-6 yards on the reception, still short of the first down, but just a good job defensively of holding your ground and forcing a good coverage, forcing a tough throw.
So Gabe Khalid, the defensive back for Greendale. Third down. Lang will keep it. Has a little bit of running room. Gets inside the 5-yard line, but he's going to be about 3 yards shy of the first down. So do you try a field goal here, or do you try to go for it once again on fourth down?
Well, a lot of that depends on how much you trust your kicker. At this point, I'd be looking for points. I just don't know the details of what they have on the far side for Monona Grove. Great job by Blang to read that. They brought the blitz from the right side of the offensive line. He went left, got some good yardage on that. Looks like they're bringing in a play to make a go at this fourth down conversion once again.
According to the numbers, Monona Grove has only kicked one successful field goal this year. Lang. He can pick up a first down if he can get down to the 2-yard line, but I don't think he did it. Greendale's defense holds tough. They think they've stopped him at the 3-yard line. It all depends upon the spot of the football. And they will bring in the sticks for measurement here. Looks like the ball mark just inside the 3.
Yeah, it's split right between the 2- and 3-yard line, depending upon where the chain stretches. It'll be close.
And they stretch it out, and the defense holds for Greendale. They will take over deep in their own territory, but give up no points. And a timeout on the field. Greendale's offense about to come on the field, but it was their defense that stops Monona Grove to keep this score at 7-0. And across that offensive line for the Panthers, Jake Maxwell, an all-state lineman, is going to be headed to Northern Illinois. Very versatile, 6'6", 285. And he's done wonders for Josh Ringelberg at quarterback for Greenberg, and a huge part of the success. We talked a lot about what Jaden Galt has meant to the Silver Eagles. The same obviously can be said about Jake Maxwell, and looks like his college future set up in Northern Illinois.
Yeah, great program to go to. Rod Carey, the head coach down there, as we get a big catch down the middle. Look out.
And he's on the run, and it's Mitchell Breeze, and he will go the distance. Touchdown, Greendale. What a strike. 97 yards.
Wow. Up and over the top. Man coverage by Monona Grove. You'll see that a lot today. You get beat down the hash, up and over the top. A beautifully thrown football by Ringelberg. Great catch, and then the ability to break 2 tackles. They knocked each other off, and then the speed taking it the distance to the house. Big time play for Greendale.
Nate Miller on the reception for Greendale. And they're loving it over there in the stands. Nate Miller, that 97-yard reception. A new state championship record in all divisions for the longest touchdown reception.
Well, taking a chance deep in your own territory at the 3-yard line. Typically, you'll see teams run. Not Greendale. They're going up and over the top. Fake it to isolate, pull up the linebackers. The tight end releases down the middle. Great job of getting into the open field. Then again, the ability to break a couple tackles off to the races and a big celebration in the end zone for the Panthers.
Well, with the extra point, it now is a 14-0 advantage, and it may seem a lot larger right now for Monona Grove, considering how close they were of picking up some points. But the Greendale defense, twice so far in the first half, has shut down Monona Grove in scoring opportunities. And then you get the big 97-yard play, and suddenly 14-0 may seem a little bit more like 28-0.
Well, that's where you hope you'd have a kicker. You could at least have probably 6 points on the board if I'm Monona Grove, so then it doesn't seem so daunting to try and come back. But with that big play, that quick strike that Greendale has, Monona Grove has to find a way to answer here in this first half.
There's the new record set by Miller there. All-division record, 97 yards. Boy, I don't see that very often at any level of football, NFL, college, or high school.
Again, a gutsy call. You came here, you're selling out, doing everything you can to win this ball game deep in your own territory. A lot of times you will see teams run like we were talking about. This time went up and over the top, isolating because of the man-to-man coverage, and they struck gold.
Monona Grove on the return. It's Brady Blank. And a good return. Monona Grove can't argue with field position at this point, that is for sure. But now they need to get a drive and get in the end zone and get back in this ball game with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
The last drive Monona Grove had, they went for it, 2 different fourth down conversions and converted. The 2 times that 2 for 4 on fourth downs for the day. The 2 that they haven't have been deep in their own territory. Fourth down, needing the first to continue to drive, probably both inside the 5-yard line. Haven't been able to find a way to get it done, but that Panther defense really bows up strong and tight deep in their own red zone.
They're loving it over on the Greendale side. They got the Deer Hunter orange mixed in with their school color green and white. And the Silver Eagles stick to that ground game right over the middle. It's Torrin Young. Got to find a way to get some success, and you know Monona Grove's chomping at the bit right now to bust open a big play of their own.
And I think you made a point their last drive. How long can that defensive front for Greendale sustain and stay into this thing by the pounding that they're taking here early on? That could play well down into the third quarter, fourth quarter from Monona Grove, but can they hang on long enough to keep the score close enough to really take advantage of that?
Second down and 5. Again, the handoff to Young, and he almost had one right there. And he knows it. He gets up. Good pickup, but he knows he could have had more.
Tackled by Ty Ramirez.
It is a first down.
That's trying to make a cut to the outside. Nothing but green space off to his left, and he gets tripped up by one tackler. If he sees that or gets out of that tackle, he's cutting to the boundary and off to the races for that big play you were just talking about.
Remember, this Monona Grove team has been down in the playoffs before. They scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to beat Catholic Memorial. They had a battle in the semifinals as well against Lacrosse Logan. Nice run right here. Once again for Torrin Young.
Down to the 30-yard line.
Down to the 30, another first down. So they're getting some big yardage pickups here as they continue this drive.
And Young does a great job of tucking in on the backside of his offensive lineman. Then a nifty shift and spin move of his own to get out of a tackle. And then a little juke here on the edge. Get some extra yards, move the chains. He's a workhorse right now. Probably need a blow here pretty quick just to get gathered back and then off to the races again. But a young man that works very hard. Coach Stassi's very high on him, and a fun kid to certainly watch as a fan.
Their play selection heavily dominated to the ground game at this point. They've had pretty good production. They just have not been able to score yet. Playing the pass this time. Looks downfield, has a man there, his brother, but can't connect. Ball ended up floating a bit. And his younger brother Brady could not catch up to it.
And Blaine's getting up. He got popped here right as he throws the football. That's probably the reason why the ball hung up here, just to the right side. He gets planted on the ground, and if he's able to turn and locate or step into that, I think that's a completion. He's wide open, nobody in the back corner of the end zone with him. He goes in for 6, but because of that pressure coming from the right side, a difficult throw to make.
2nd down and 10 for the Silver Eagles. Ball at the 30 of Greendale. Young, another good pickup. Down to the 22. Tackle made there by Breeze.
Jaden Galt sealing out the left-hand side again, and when you watch Young read that, the block, if he can cut off the edge just a little bit quicker, I think he's able to get to the corner. Right here, he just runs into his own man. If he just gets towards the numbers, I think he's got more yardage on the outside. But again, a good job sealing it, trying to get into the hole where the play was called, doing what he's coached up. And when you can get 76 yards already here in the first half, you know good things are happening in the run game.
More than 5 yards a clip for Young. 3rd down and 2. Gets the call again. And gets down to the 20-yard line, and that's where he needed to get to pick up another 1st down for the Silver Eagles.
Young, I don't think we mentioned, is only a sophomore, too. So when you look at programs that are successful as they get better and better, younger kids, they start watching, they want to play, they start working out. They're doing things much differently with diet, with conditioning, with strength conditioning programs, all those things. And that's what Mike Stassi has done with his program, even down into the youth level. These guys understand what it takes, so they come more prepared to high school to play at a high level.
It's amazing how far that has come in a relatively short amount of time. I'm going to call you old here, but even over a 20-year peried, it has made leaps and bounds as far as nutrition and conditioning for high school athletes. But you're not really old.
Appreciate that.
1st down and 10 at the 20. Red zone time for the Silver Eagles. Right up the middle again, short gainer for Young. He's getting the bulk of the carries early on here for Monona Grove. That's his 16th carry of the game already.
One thing, just to expand on your point a little bit, the other part of it is these high school coaches go to clinics, but they're open to new training techniques. They're open to those things where some guys, when you hear old school, this is the way we do it, we're going to hammer it through this. I'm not changing my ways. I think a lot of coaches nowadays understand how to connect with these kids, and if they listen and they do see results, I think they're more apt to continue with that type of thing.
2nd down and 8 from the 18-yard line of Greendale. Blank keeps it himself, runs to the near side, can't turn the corner, and another good tackle out there by Mitchell Breeze. And you got to give a lot of credit to this Panther defense here in the first half. They've given up some yards to Young, but not the big plays yet so far anyway.
Well, Breeze doing a great job out on the corner on the edge, reading his keys, just hopping in place, just a slow play to see the ball commit. When he does, and he beats the block of the wide receiver, continues to close that ground, eat up that grass, and not allowing those offensive players to really make something happen.
Tell you what, the quarterback Tyler Blank has been hit a couple of times on this drive alone. Young trying to break free, slowed up near the 15-yard line. Brandon Cook got to him first to the Panthers to help slow him up. Well, that's the type of effort you need. You don't need an individual tackle all the time.
Right.
You need that team tackle, and that's what they've done a good job with.
Sometimes making that initial contact, if you can just grab on and hang on for dear life, you know the rest of your buddies are coming to get you. A great job of slipping the tackle, though, by Young. But that pursuit of this defense, very quick, good-sized ball players that move very well.
And another 4th down situation for the Silver Eagles. This is a big one at the 14-yard line. They will call a timeout, talk about it, and we're coming right back. Back at Camp Randall Stadium, Greendale, a 2-touchdown lead over Monona Grove late second quarter. Monona Grove in the red zone for the 3rd time here today. They're trying for their 5th 4th down conversion, 2 out of 4 so far as you take a look at both head coaches Mike Stassi and Rob Stoltz. Monona Grove looking for some points in another conversion. Blank gets hit, ball is loose on the turf. Either way, Greendale's going to have the football on 4th down, and that defense holds again.
Last couple of times they've gotten to Blaine, they've come play side, which means his right-hand side. This time they come from the backside. Nobody picks him up, just a free shot off the edge. He doesn't even know he's coming. Number 25, Ty Ramirez with the big hit. Ball on the ground, Blaine picks it up, but a big-time defensive play and a great call at the right time for the Panthers.
Well, if you keep track of stats and coaches keep track of this one, what's your success in the red zone? 0 for 3 so far for the Silver Eagles, and that's going to be a tough pill to swallow.
No doubt.
Down 14-0. Greendale has the ball back, keeps it on the ground. Just under 3.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter as Wiki carries for the Panthers.
You mentioned Jake Maxwell before, number 52. He was in that mix finalist for the Joe Thomas Lineman of the Year award with Jaden Galt. So you see a couple guys going back and forth here. It's a pretty good line play.
We're done.
It's time to pitch back. And another good run for Zawicki. He's tackled out there by Trey Powers, but not before he picks up a first down.
By Trey Powers.
Zawicki does an outstanding job of getting off to the right-hand side of the play and then deciding he's just going to get upfield and go. And he splits two defenders here who had a shot at him. One comes in late to make the tackle pretty high up close to the helmet there. You got to be very careful with where you're grabbing around the neck with the face mask, but a young man that knows how to get north and south.
This time the play goes
with the carry
to the left side, and Ramirez the carry for the Panthers. Short gainer. Josh Ringelberg, the quarterback. He has a twin brother, Jack, that is also on this roster, and his father, Keith, is a longtime assistant for Greendale. He played football at UW Platteville in his 27th year as an assistant coach.
Jake Decor is down in the field. I didn't quite see what happened, but looking at the lower leg, one of their senior captains.
All right, the medical staff takes a look at him, and we'll come right back to Camp Randall. Greendale leading Monona Grove late second quarter, the Division III state championship. Our standout stat of the game brought to you by Rural Insurance. Time of possession, Greendale with the 2-touchdown lead, but Monona Grove 16 minutes controlling the clock, yet they have come up empty in the red zone 3 times, and that's been tough for Mike Stassi to watch over on that sideline. Second down and 5. And the Panthers running the football one more time. It's Zawicki. And, of course, we had an injury to Jake Decora, offensive lineman. He was helped off the field.
Derek Zinger.
Looked like a left ankle injury. He didn't put a lot of weight on that as he got help going off the field. And there you can see he's in a lot of pain.
At their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, he is feeling it. So it's a tough game to be injured. You want to be in there, and you have the cold elements. You have a very physical ball game as well, but he's getting good medical attention, no doubt about that. Flag down on the field after that.
The indicated
Penalty remains first down.
And a penalty coming up on Greendale.
I think we have an illegal substitution. The guy came in late off the sideline.
There's Bandit Greendale getting ready for halftime coming up here.
I wonder if they'll go as fast as what this offensive set does. I mean, these guys roll at a pretty good clip with personnel in and out trying to get play after play. Pretty impressive to watch.
Pitch goes inside to Miller.
Nate Miller.
Little short gainer. He scored on that 97-yard pass play from Ringelberg that set a new All Division state record. You mentioned about the pace, though. This is what head coach Rob Stoltz wants. He says defense is going to be just as paced at a high category as the offense. And we have seen both. Nice pass play and reception made out there. This time the catch made by Mitchell Breeze. And another first down for Greendale.
Pushing up to get the first down past the down marker. Beautifully thrown football out to the boundary, but watch Mitchell Breeze catch that, get his foot in, and then secure the ball through the completion of the catch. Just great execution, understanding where you are in the field and getting the job done.
time, Ringelberg keeps it on the first down run, maybe a yard down to the 39-yard line of the Silver Eagles. Clock continues to roll, 1:35 to go here in the first half. Greendale still has 2 of their timeouts remaining.
One of the beauties of this offense, you got a lot of different formations, a lot of different plays. We've seen option, we've seen quarterback keepers, we've seen reverses, a jet sweep, a pass play every now and then. A lot of different options out of these sets.
Ringelberg looks downfield, has his man inside the 15-yard line. Another first down coming up. And a big play for the Panthers. David Johnson on the reception, the 5'11 junior.
David Johnson with a great route. The defensive back got caught peeking to the inside, think he's going to the middle. Johnson slips behind him on the quick slant route up the field. Beautifully thrown football, and then the old turf monster got him down.
Clock continues to roll, just under a minute here left in the second quarter. This time the pitch inside to Breeze. Gets inside the 10-yard line. Check that Miller on the carry.
You get a good stop here for the Silver Eagles. At least you carry some momentum back into halftime. Right now, Greendale, the Panthers are on a roll. They've done that shovel pass a couple times. Well defended, but they're just setting things up as we get a timeout for Greendale. Not happy with the play call that they sent in, but a big opportunity for Monona Grove to bow up here, get a stop, and get some confidence going in at half.
Interesting use of the clock for Greendale by Rob Stoltz. 2 timeouts remaining, yet the clock ticks all the way down to 21, and they sit at the 9-yard line. So a good drive here as they try to close out the first half with another score, already leading in this game 14-0. But you got to like the pace. As you mentioned a moment ago, on both sides of the football right now for Greendale, their pace defensively to me has been most impressive.
Yeah, they're just playing at a different speed across the board. Offensively, I don't think they worry about their timeouts here as the time is clicking down. They just want to run plays. Defensively, they're reading very well. They're covering well on the back end. They're getting some good pressure by bringing blitzes up the middle, off the edge. Right now, things are just clicking for Greendale.
So 21 seconds away from halftime, and Sophia Minute will be talking to both head coaches here at the break. We'll have stats as well and first half highlights. How about that? We want Bama, really?
Yeah, well,
bring it on when you're
careful
on
what you wish for.
The pitch back, good defensive play made by Zach Stinson. Big tackle for loss there with 15 seconds to go.
Zach Stinson, 17 sacks on the year. A young man that gets downhill, slow plays the quarterback, forces the pitch, then the speed to get to the edge for the pitch back. Just a great job as he slams him down to the turf, but a kid that understands how to get in the backfield and make things happen defensively.
So Greendale uses their final timeout as you take a look at Zach Stinson, the 6'1 junior for Monona Grove. Certainly down 14-0 at this point. They need to come up with at least one more big play defensively to make sure the Panthers don't grab a huge lead going into halftime.
This is a situation as a coach on the defensive side. I don't know if I necessarily tell them what I don't want them to do. I tell them what I want them to do, because then that's the last thing they hear in their mind. Go get the football, make a big tackle, somebody come up with a big play. Not so much, we don't want them to get behind us. Don't miss tackles. Don't do those things. It's positive and get them in the right mindset when they come out here on this big third down play they've got coming up.
Third down from the 14-yard line of Monona Grove. The 11th play of the drive here for Greendale. Pass over the middle is deflected away. Incomplete. And Monona Grove's defense one play away from a big stop here with 10 seconds to go. What a job by Trey Powers and company.
Watch number 20, Trey Powers, who you just mentioned, come up over the top with the tip away. He read that the entire way. Man-free coverage, back in the end, just reading where the quarterback is, breaks before the ball is thrown, as he sees the quarterback's shoulders go up. Outstanding play to prevent the touchdown.
Looking for St. Ange over the middle, and now a field goal attempt coming up. Frankie Ratowski.
The kick.
And the kick is good.
31-yard field goal.
So a 31-yard field goal for the Panthers, and they extend their lead now to 17-0 over Monona Grove.
This is always a hard part for high school, working on long snapping, the short snaps, making sure you have somebody that's accurate. And a cold day, making sure your holder's hands are warm to grab that football and then put it up spot on. Really, when you think about it, as long as you got your kicker moving towards the football when it's not even there, he needs to trust the holder. He's got to trust the snapper. A lot of things go into that, and they executed very well.
Well, the Panthers have prided themselves on playing Division II non-conference foes, and they open up the season with wins against Cedarburg 51-33, and then Franklin 37-13. And of course, Franklin playing in the Division I state championship game coming up later today. That was their signature win, a 13-0 season. They breezed through the 4 playoff games as well, and they've looked very strong here in the first half of the state championship game in Division III.
Sometimes you get that senior leadership in those kids that are just hungry and they're not going to be denied, and the younger kids, juniors and sophomores, feed off of that, and they just start momentum building, and next thing you know, you're playing at Camp Randall.
Now the up man Riley
by number 15,
returns it to the 35-yard line. 1 second remains on the clock.
25, Ty Ramirez.
So if I'm Rob Stoltz, I'm looking back up at the clock operator. I know Monona Grove is close to Madison, but how do you not get to 0 on the clock? And if I'm Mike Stassi, I'm going, thank you, thank you, thank you. We got one more shot at this thing.
Well, let's see if Tyler Blank has a little prayer left in that right arm, right?
Give her a shot. Looks like they're just going to take a knee, but
probably at this point a smart thing to do, down 17-0, and they'll have plenty of time to regroup here at halftime. And certainly they're in a situation they have been in before. They have been down in the playoffs to very good teams like Greendale. They came back against Waukesha Catholic Memorial. That helped them on their road to Camp Randall Stadium. Let's see what they can do. But what an impressive first half performance by Greendale. They take a 17-0 lead into the locker room.
Welcome back to Camp Randall. Halftime of the Division III state championship game, joined now by Greendale head coach Rob Stoltz. Coach, after fumbling the kickoff return, how big was it for your defense to come away with 3 red zone stops? How have you been able to stop them?
You know, really, really huge for our defense to step up and make plays when we needed it. Backs against the wall in the state championship, a lot of people probably would fold, and our kids are pretty resilient. I think they proved that.
Offensively, how do you maintain the pressure here in the second half?
We just got to run our offense and make plays. We have a lot of playmakers. I think we're pretty good at the point of attack as well. We just got to continue to execute. That's what football is.
All right, thank you, Coach, for your time. Greendale has just 8 minutes time of possession, but they come away with a 17. You are watching WIAA State Championship Football, brought to you by the Marshfield Clinic. Back here at Camp Randall, Greendale has a 17-0 lead over Monona Grove. And we are pleased to be joined now by Dean Sanders, the WIAA Board of Control President. Dean, thanks for joining us. Could you tell us a little bit about what the Board of Control is working on this year and how you assist the WIAA throughout the year?
Yeah, thank you, Sophia. It's a pleasure to be here. The WIAA board, is made up of people around the state. We come from different districts. We've got school board representation, gender reps, minority rep, private and public school reps. And what we're working on big this year right now is probably the largest thing that always comes up every year, and that's realignment. We've got some realignment that we just finished in the La Crosse area. We're looking at some in the Green Bay area. And I think it's going to end up somewhere down in the Madison area as we go. Concerns in Wisconsin, districts are losing students, districts are gaining students, and some of the old conferences as we knew them, they're changing. Probably the main sport that's causing the problem is the one that we're watching today. There's going to be a discussion, I believe, that'll come back about football districts playing in a different conference than you do for all your other sports. And so that's our job. Our job is to be the eyes and ears out in the public, in the schools, and then to bring that to a meeting and say, here's what we're hearing, this is what we're seeing, this is where we think we need to go. We've got a great staff at the WIAA. I mean, from Dave Anderson on down. Our job is to just help direct, to help make policies, to listen, to deal with realignments, to deal with appeals by students from every aspect of life that you can deal with. And then I think our biggest job is to try to make sure that venues like this are as well run as they can be, because there's nothing more exciting than these things.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dean, for your time. It's been a great state tournament so far. Craig Kashan and Scott Nelson will join you in the booth and show you first half highlights. Greendale with a 17-0 lead.
The WIAA Football Championships on Fox Sports Wisconsin are presented by Rural Insurance. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. Find a local agent at ruralins.com. And by Wendy's, now that's better. Halftime rolls on to the Division III state championship. Greendale a 17-0 lead over Monona Grove. And we have first half highlights for you to show you how they got here. A 5-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Ringleburn. That was in the first quarter, a 7-0 advantage for the Panthers at that point. And then the biggest play in state high school football history as far as passing goes, as Miller takes the reception and 97 yards, a 14-0 lead there. And then it was up to the defense, stopping Monona Grove twice on fourth down.
A couple key things for me. Every time that they've stopped them on fourth down, it's been the red zone. So they're 0 for 3. Monona Grove's 0 for 3 in the red zone. 2 for 5 in fourth down conversions. They're only 2 of 7 on third down conversions. The thing that's misleading when you talk to coaches is time of possession. You got them almost 2-1. You're thinking you can control this game. You're not sitting down 17-0 like Monona Grove is right now.
Our Marshfield Clinic first half stats. You see the time of possession for Monona Grove dominating the clock, but no points. The rest of the yardage going to Greendale, and they have a 17-0 lead. Interesting matchup. Getting ready for the third quarter when we come back.
Welcome back to Camp Randall. Greendale has a 17-0 lead at the Division III state championship game. Joined now by Monona Grove head coach Mike Stassi. And coach, long sustained drives offensively, but haven't come away with any points. What adjustments do you make in the red zone?
We got to get it in the end zone. We got to do a better job of staying on our blocks. But, we got a whole nother half to play. We start off with the ball, and, we expect better from our kids, and I think they'll step it up.
What was the message to the kids at halftime?
Hey, stay in this thing, man. Keep working hard. We're doing some good things. We gave up a 93-yard pass, and you can't do stuff like that. So, we just got to make our adjustments and then move on.
All right. Thank you, Coach, for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, that's Mike Stassi, the head coach of the Silver Eagles, as they will have the ball first coming out. And he's got a pretty good storyline, an alum, of course, of Monona Grove, played in that 77 Division II state championship under Coach Dick Rundle, and Dick Rundle had quite a run. He was assistant and a head coach from 1959 to 1989 at Monona Grove. And Stassi ended up being Dave McLean's first recruit at the UW. He was a star running back for his Silver Eagle team. So it's got to be a thrill to bring them back to state, and got to come back now, though. That's the bottom line here. And as we mentioned, they have done it before throughout the playoffs, and it sounded like he was keeping his team pretty positive at halftime.
Yeah, I got the sense just by watching and listening to him, an intense man. He actually coached out at Sun Prairie, where I'm from, for a while, and football, basketball, track and field, and a guy that loves to compete. And he's right. We push these kids, we challenge these kids, so when they get to game time, it becomes a little bit easier for them because we expect the best out of them. Part of that is why they're so disciplined, why they have been successful under his tenure. And these guys won't go away. They'll fight, scratch, and claw. And if they can get something here on this opening drive to get something positive, a score on the board, I think you'll see that sideline and those fans come to life.
You saw Rob Stoltz, the Greendale coach, on the sideline there. Greendale trying to win their first state high school football championship. They have a 17-0 lead. They are a half away from making that happen if they can hold off the Silver Eagles. Third quarter underway. And the return here by Trey Powers. And he brings it up near the 20-yard line. A little bit of confusion on who is going to run that kickback for the Silver Eagles, but offense will take over here now, and they've been able to put up the yards. They have not been able to put up any points.
And some of that, the communication you talked about between Powers and Young, both young kids. Anytime you have to go backwards to catch the kick, allow the back return man to come up and get it. He's moving in the direction you want to go, and I think that's the one thing that Torrin Young just said, hey, I'm coming up on it, let me get it.
Monona Grove has started in great field territory. Back at their 20, they average at their own 43. It's remarkable that this Greendale team has been able to shut them down thus far in this game.
And the shutdowns have come deep in their own red zone. I mean, that's the thing that's impressive to me. You might come up with a big play, nice run, they're chunking yards, they're moving first downs, but inside that, really that 15-yard line for Greendale, their defense has really stepped up and played extremely well.
So Alan Dundee, it looks like he had the front of his helmet all scraped off. In the trenches. Second down and 8. Young loses the football. It's loose, and it looks like Greendale's got it. It's Panther football. Brandon Cook comes out of there for Greendale, and I'm not sure if Torrin Young ever had this football.
Yeah, they're coming through just a simple hand. It looks like they're going to fake or maybe even try and run the reverse, and he loses control of the ball in that transition. And you got to get to the ground. You got to go after the thing and get to it. It's bouncing around, funny for him, but just dive down, make it happen. Don't reach down like that and get it. You got to get to the ground and cover it up because those defenders are coming, and here the Panthers sit first and 10.
Second turnover for Monona Grove. This in their own red zone now, as it turns out, is Greendale takes over, already leading 17-0. And just before the end of the first half, Monona Grove's defense was able to stop Greendale from getting into the end zone, although they did get off a field goal. Probably can't afford to give up too many points at this juncture of our championship game.
You come out with a field goal here, Greg, and you've done an outstanding job. Can Monona Grove stop Greendale like Greendale did in the first half after the opening kickoff fumble?
Ringelberg looks downfield and throws right at Zach Stinson, and I'm not sure Stinson expected him to throw him that football. Not sure if it looks like he was trying to throw it away or what happened here.
Yeah, he was getting some pressure from the backside, and you're right, Zach Stinson said, how in the world, how did that come to me? I don't know what to do. Just kind of trying to figure the whole thing out. I think he was, like you said, trying to throw it away. Just a poor football or poor throw that time with the football.
He had Mitchell Breeze, but he was well defended. Fortunate to come up with an incomplete pass there. Third down and 8. Heavy pressure. Dumps that pass off to Cook. And Cook stopped inside the 10-yard line, a little shy of a first down.
Tackled by number 41, Dexter Guyette.
A couple different play on the right side of the offense. They had two guys streaking, trying to curl in the middle. Nate Miller had that long touchdown run, peeled in between the both hash marks, and then on the left-hand side, they had a screen set up. Great job of reading, covering in the back end, and then getting up front to make the tackle. Now, 4th and short here from Greendale. They're going to go for it like Monona Grove has been.
The rookie on that last reception, 4th down and 4. Now the ball is on the ground. Greendale's got to find a way to make something happen, but it won't. So both teams having trouble hanging on to the football here, coming out of the warm locker room back onto the cold turf at Camp Randall Stadium. And Monona Grove holds. They'll take the gift. Down 17-0.
Welcome back to Camp Randall. Greendale Panthers with a 17-0 lead over Monona Grove in our Division III state championship game. I'm pleased to be joined now by one of our own FoxSportsWisconsin.com beat writers, Jesse Temple. And Jesse, if fans did not make it to Camp Randall or weren't able to watch yesterday with us, what can they expect from us on the website?
Sure. Well, if you log on to FoxSportsWisconsin.com right now, you'll find all our coverage from yesterday's 4 state championship games. We'll be covering all 3 today. You can find a recap of the game, what the turning point was, who the 3 standouts were, and we'll also have the best quotes post-game. And already today we've witnessed history with a 97-yard touchdown pass by Greendale. Previous long was a 93-yarder by St. Mary Springs back in 05 in the Division VI title game. So that's what's great about these games is you never know what's going to happen, and we'll bring it all to you at foxsportswisconsin.com.
All right, thanks, Jesse. And Craig, that's why you play the game. Back up to you and Scott.
Yeah, you got that right. And we're the fifth championship game here over the 2 days of championships at Camp Randall Stadium. Blackhawk, Shiocton, Stanley Boyd, and Winneconne all winners yesterday. This is the first of our final 3 games here today, and Monona Grove down 17-0 to Greendale. Early third quarter, both teams have fumbled the ball away to start out the second half of football. As Mike Stassi, the head coach of the Silver Eagles, looks on. Bob Stoltz, his counterpart on the other sideline for Greendale. Lang looking deep downfield, and this one is it intercepted? Incomplete. Oh, so close for Brandon Cook as that ball was deflected and nearly picked off.
Trey Powers pretty much the only receiver on this deep post pattern. He throws it up for grabs, covered with 2 guys. And then you see Cook come in from the left side, bouncing around, almost came up with the pick. But you got 3-on-1. That's a risky throw, trying to get it all back in one shot.
So Monona Grove fortunate on incomplete pass there as they step back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 15.
Timeout, guys, timeout.
With a timeout taken on the field by Monona Grove. We'll come right back to Camp Randall Stadium. The WIAA Football Championships on Fox Sports Wisconsin are presented by Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. And by Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Great brands, great prices. Back at Camp Randall Stadium here in Madison, 9:35 to go in the third quarter. In Greendale, a 17-point advantage over Monona Grove. Silver Eagles forced to call a timeout to clarify their play. 2nd down and 15. Lang back to pass, and it is complete up near the 24-yard line and finds his receiver there, Jackson Riley. Got some of those yards back.
2 receivers off to the left-hand side, 2 defensive backs. The defensive backs are playing a combo coverage. Somebody goes out, the outside guy takes that receiver. Inside guy comes in that goes towards the safety. With Monona Grove red right there is great. You're going to do that. We'll push the safety off. We'll come back to the inside route. The linebacker can't get there, and there's too much cushion for the safety to come up and break up the play.
3rd down conversions. Monona Grove 2 out of 5 so far in this game. Need to convert just about everything right here to try to get back in it. This time Offerdahl's got it. It's a little screen pass up near the 30-yard line. And it looks like plenty for a first down. That's just what the Silver Eagles needed to keep this drive going.
Offerdahl with the screen playing out on the left-hand side. Big number 77, Jaden Galt. Doesn't get a pancake block or a big blow-up block, but he gets in the way of one of the defenders to get out there. 59, it looked like Matt Branian on the tackle for the Panthers, and when he rolled around with Offerdahl, looks like Offerdahl landed on his hip. Might have given him the extra yard that he needed for the first down.
First down and 10 at the 31. Lang keeps it himself right up the middle.
Tyler Blang keeps the ball.
Tyler Blang led this team in rushing during the 13 games, more than 1,000 yards rushing. He scored 15 touchdowns. Between Blang, Young, and Offerdahl, they average 82, 75, and 57 yards per game, respectively. So not that dominant runner out of the backfield for this offense. 2nd down and 7. Young gets tripped up just over the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. It's been tough to gain big yardage and break any type of a home run threat against this Greendale defense.
Looking number 11, Brandon Cook, coming from the backside with the tackle. Outside linebacker reading the play. A lot of times outside backers will come up and they'll press up field. That time he recognized the ball was getting in between the guard and tackle gap, and he shot down the line of scrimmage, made a good play, make sure that he brought him down at the line of scrimmage.
Another big 3rd down play coming up here for the Silver Eagles. keeps it. Gets over the 40-yard line, very close to a first down. Needed to get to about the 41.
That's right about where they marked it. It's going to be close. They might ask for a measurement. That was a big-time collision at the point of attack. When he turned upfield, he had two guys meet him, but some good forward progress granted by the official.
There's Tyler Blank, the senior quarterback. Of course, he's a dual threat, could run 1,000-yard rushers, pass for and run for more than 2,500 yards. And they'll stretch those chains out. And it looks like a first down for Monona Grove.
Well, now can they capitalize on this? They've been shut down in fourth down situations before. Third down, not very effective on the day. This time they got one on Greendale. Can they continue this drive? It's eating up some clock because of the ground game they have, but if they can continue to move this thing on, maybe get a 15, 20-yard play somewhere in this drive, now they've got some momentum. They get points on the board. Really, at this point, they got to get touchdowns, but if they get points on the board, again, you'll see that adrenaline, that rush, and that enthusiasm pick up on their sideline.
See how much they lean on that left side of the line with Jaden Gold, the All-State lineman headed to Wisconsin. Pass downfield, has his man. Pass is caught down there by Trey Powers. Good reception, brought down inside the 20-yard line, or close to the 20-yard line. And biggest play of the game offensively so far for the Silver Eagles.
Well, pressure in the face, coming at him, rolls the pocket a little bit. Good job blocking in front, but defender's still coming. And then, as you mentioned, Trey Powers comes back and works to the football to get himself in front of the defender, goes up high to get it. Just an outstanding reception. Nice throw up for grabs, but an outstanding reception for the 38-yard gain.
38-yard gain puts the ball at the 21-yard line of Greendale. Monona Grove has knocked on the door 3 times in the red zone this game, and now coughs up the football, and Greendale's got it. Another turnover by Monona Grove, and this time it's Nate Miller. What a game he has had, and what a blow to Monona Grove.
Yeah, you finally got a big catch. You got some adrenaline going. This is the bread and butter, something they've done all season long. The second time Torrin Young has put the football on the ground, and this time Nate Miller, free safety, coming up to assist on the tackle. Pretty easy fumble recovery. It pops right to him. Tough break from Monona Grove.
And it looked like the Young lost the football as he bumped into his own lineman, Danny Button, trying to block for him. So a tough one for Monona Grove here, but Greendale's got the football back at their own 27-yard line. So another stop for the Panthers as they go to offense now. Josh Ringelberg.
Well gone.
Quick throw, pass complete to Breeze. Trying to find some running room, pushed out of bounds as he crosses the 30-yard line.
Chased out of bounds.
Tough break. They've certainly had some help from Monona Grove today with the turnovers. With not getting conversions. They've done a great job defensively, coming up big all day for the Panthers. And this time a single receiver route on the outside. They've got an outside linebacker to split between the receiver and the tackle. You got a safety over the top and the corner on the edge. Pretty simple read for Mitchell Breeze. I'm not going to run into those guys. I'm going to take one hard step and come back. Nice throw and catch for a 5-yard gain.
So 3 lost fumbles by the Silver Eagles in this game. And it makes what Greendale is trying to accomplish with that 17-point lead a little bit easier. Under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Silver Eagles forced a turnover on the first offensive series of this quarter. As we take a look at Jake Maxwell on our Scout.com scouting report. This guy has great feet on the offensive line. Has been instrumental for Greendale's success. Another pass completion out to St. Ange.
Just very good footwork for Jake Maxwell off the left-hand side. That's where you really want your tackle to be solid. Check that backside of the quarterback. Just a great job of going down low to get the football. Nice throwing football where only his receiver can go. But look at him engage. Just footwork. Every single move, whether it's spin, a hard rush upfield, he's prepared for it, which is why he's going to Northern Illinois to play college ball.
Good footwork, bright student, good athlete, and a lot of people think he's got a tremendous future playing in the MAC at Northern Illinois starting next year.
Well, his head coach, Rod Carey, was a former offensive center at Indiana. He knows a little bit about playing some offensive line, so I know he'll be coached up well down there. Tyler Weedle out of McFarland, another kid from Wisconsin that's playing down there. So they're picking up some of those guys out of Wisconsin. That's part of the reason why I think they're doing so well.
On 2nd and 4, downfield. Oh, nearly caught. Well, that was a bang-bang play out there. And he was looking for Breeze, and Breeze almost had it. It looked like it was in his mitts.
In his mitts, and at the last second, Trey Powers, who had the big reception for Monona Grove earlier, comes over, does exactly what you're supposed to, trying to catch up, but rip that arm away from the football. Very good defensive play, but Monona Grove caught a break there, because if he doesn't do that, that's 6 points.
Well-timed defensive play, though. Well-timed. 3rd down and 4. This time the handoff straight ahead to the 45-yard line, very close to a first down, but it looks like he's going to be marked up. Zawicki just about a yard shy, maybe a half a yard shy. They'll mark it right at the 45, so 4th down and 1 coming up.
We'll huddle up, try and wind as much clock as they can out of this.
Nearing the 4-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter.
Mitchell Breeze on the punt.
Nobody back from Monona Grove either. Now there he goes.
Rock off the ball.
Now he's coming back.
Returning.
Little indecision. Expecting the fake.
Kicks away.
And Breeze, a left-footed punt, and this ball is going to roll into the end zone. Great effort out there by Greendale special teams. Rutkowski trying to save that ball.
The ball 1st and 10.
As well as shooting.
3 guys down there, Craig. Just a rugby-style kick. If pressure comes, he kicks it away. Great effort by those guys. Just one bounce too many if they get to knock that back. But he's got options on that type of play. If they don't come and pressure him, he can take off. He's got blockers in front of him. Monona Grove put some pressure in his face. Nice kick, but unfortunate for them, they didn't get it down. They've had a little bit of everything. They could have done that. That could have put a nice stamp on this championship game here for Greendale, but now we're sitting 80 yards to go for Monona Grove. Can they get some momentum and get confident in this offense?
Confidence is probably what they need a shot in the arm with, and there's a good pass play to get it going as the 2 brothers connect. Tyler and Brady. And a big play and a first down for Monona Grove right out of the gates here on this offensive drive.
Flying out of the backfield, getting in between the center and the corner and just running a corner route where they can't get to him. Beautifully thrown football, goes up high to make the reception and turns upfield for a big gain. Now, they had a big game last time from Trey Powers, and that's the next play where they coughed it up. Get through that. Get this momentum going. You know you can do some good things here, but again, time's a ticking. You got to get some big chunks here of yardage to move the sticks and to try and get some points.
34-yard pickup to the 46-yard line of Greendale. Blank throws, has a man wide open downfield, hits him. It's a touchdown. Jackson Riley. A beautiful play execution. 46 yards and a touchdown for the Silver Eagles. They're finally on the board and right back in this game.
That's the beauty of a running quarterback. He looks like it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Great job blocking up front and selling that. And then a nice route to slip behind the corner. Jackson Riley and then Tyler Blank. Beautifully thrown football right to him. Made it look really easy, and here they are back on in the red zone, getting some points. Extra point coming, and now you're down 10.
And Shukart connects on the extra point. That makes it a 17-7 game, and suddenly the deficit only 10 for the Silver Eagles.
You're out no man's land in Jackson Riley, and you know that there's no defenders around. That's where you're just telling yourself, catch the ball, catch the ball, catch the ball. Make sure you don't drop it. Just a great play fake up front. Blank selling it like he's going to run. Steps and throws down the way to Riley, who brings it in for the first score of the game for the Silver Eagles. 17-7 isn't impossible. The way this Greendale team is playing, they finally struck. That could be something. They found a little sliver of hope.
The thing about it, you're looking at a team that is 13-0 and can strike quick. They have not been able to yet in this game, but you can only say to yourself, how long is it going to be before they're able to do that? And a couple of big pass plays, 34 yards and then 46 yards. And just that fast, right back in the ballgame.
And I think that opens some things up for them offensively next time they get the ball back, too. The last time they had it, they fumbled. This time they went to the passing game and it worked for them. So maybe they found something finally that they can hang their hat on and continue to get some good positive yards and certainly points out of it.
And Tyler Blank has shown why he's a senior leader on this team. His coach describes him as a yes, sir type of kids, and he said those are the ones who grow the most, the guys who want to learn, want to do the things the right way, and he's certainly excelled as a multi-sport athlete at Monona Grove and one of the fine team leaders here on the Silver Eagles. And an onside kick attempt, and who's got it? Ball still loose down there. It looks like Greendale comes out of there with the football, so Monona Grove trying to go into the bag of tricks maybe a little bit early here in the third quarter, but why not? They trail by 10.
Riley Fragasso, one of their offensive and defensive linemen. How many times you get a chance to get your hand on the ball with a surprise on kick, but you're taught, watch the football be kicked first before you go anywhere. Riley does a great job of seeing it and then getting his big mitts on it, and smart thing of getting down and covering up the football.
Well, he had the big play that he could say shuts the football in the state championship game. So Greendale in pretty good shape right at midfield. Just under 3 minutes to go now here in the third quarter. Let's see how they will answer. And maybe the bigger question, what will Monona Grove's defense look like here after their offense finally gets on the board? One of those situations now you don't want to give any points back.
Right. You got to find a way to get a turnover of your own in this drive.
Josh Ringelberg out of the shotgun. Miller in motion in both directions. Now settles in on the near side. This time the pitch back to their big back, Jake Zawicki.
On the right side.
Run that option play a number of times here today. Monona Grove a couple times has been able to stop it. And it's not that they can't diagnose a play, it's just the speed, especially of Zawicki getting to the outside edge. When he turns a corner, awfully tough to bring down.
Zawicki's carried it most as far as rush offense for Greendale. 11 carries for 53 yards so far in the game. 3rd down and 2. And this time a big first down pickup on that 3rd down. A little extra pushing and shoving going on downfield. Don't see any flags though. Greendale will run the play and say we got a first down and go with it as Rutkowski carries.
Nice job blocking by the wide receivers downfield. Excellent job, and there's where you probably see things that people want a horse collar tackle, but he did start to pull him and let go. I think that's probably a good no call by the official. If he takes him to the turf with him, I think you get a flag.
2:18 to go. Ball marked at the 34-yard line of the Silver Eagles. This time the quarterback, Ringelberg, keeps it himself, and he's hit hard. Not once, but twice before he's brought down.
Twice by about 4 or 5 different guys getting to him at the same time. Smart in covering up the football. He's pitched the ball almost every single time in that option. This time he tries to get that guy, slow playing quarterback, to pitch, to bite on the quarterback. And when he tucked it, nobody bit. Good pursuit by that defense. Again, it's got to be a defensive stand here from Monona Grove if they want to continue with that momentum.
Ringelberg to pass. Looks downfield, and the reception is made inside the 30-yard line. He finds David Johnson again.
They did a great job of selling this fake. There was a blitz coming up the middle. They thought they handed off the ball to the running back. Quarterback's drifting out to the right-hand side. Thankfully for Monona Grove, the defensive backs out on the edge there didn't bite, but the blitzing linebacker did. If he doesn't, I think he's able to get to the quarterback. Nobody was there to pick him up.
5 receivers, 3 top of the screen. Now in motion in the handoff. Goes to Ramirez. And he picks up another first down to the 20-yard line. So the drive continues.
Sorry, Craig. Ramirez coming in on motion. Watch the little flip. They don't really hand it off. He bobbles the football, but a great job blocking out on the edge. Jake Maxwell to allow him to turn the corner. Just a lot of speed on this team for the Panthers.
Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. As Coach Rob Stoltz looks on from the sideline for Greendale. Short gainer to the left side for the Panthers. This is a team offensively that has put up no less than 31 points in every single game this season. Monona Grove holding them to 17 so far. But that defense, with their backs against the wall here, a 10-point deficit, and really can't afford to give up too much as Greendale inside the red zone as time ticks away here in the 3rd quarter. They get the snap off just before the time expires. Pass into the end zone on the option is incomplete. That ball skipped in. And Ty Ramirez trying to state his case for the Panthers that he got his hands underneath that one. Let's take another look.
Well, running that option, they've been setting this up time and time, getting to the edge, and Breeze goes down, and it did bounce just off the turf. Very, very close, but the official watching all the way in. Why not get one more play in there and see if you can make it happen? Great execution. Just weren't able to complete it and bring the ball in for 6.
1 quarter of football left here in the Division III state championship game. Monona Grove is back in it, and they hold Greendale those. We start the 4th quarter when we come back to Camp Randall. Ready to start the 4th quarter. Greendale with the ball 17-7. They have the lead. And this pass ruled incomplete. Look how close it was in the end zone.
Hands getting underneath, and just at the tail end, you can sort of see where the tip of the ball may have touched. But for the officials coming in, it's a tough call to make. Looks like it could go either way, and I don't think you'd be wrong.
Well, the officials only get 1 crack at it. We get many, and of course, no replay in high school. But a good look at that play by Greendale, trying to run the option pass. This time Ringelberg over the middle, and this one is picked off. In the end zone, Monona Grove has it. Their defense comes up with the stop they need. The interception by Steve Martini.
Great read, trying to throw back into the middle of the field, and he actually had the tight end floating out the boundary on the far left side. Great protection, allowing him to scan the field as he goes. Just made the wrong throw to the wrong guy. Too many white shirts in that area. Risky throw, and it paid off for Monona Grove with great defense. And Martin at 6'3", is a young man that can go up high to get that football.
So Monona Grove has the ball back at their own 20-yard line, and it looked like Greendale was going to score some points, come up empty. Let's see how the offense plays now as they drive into the sun here at Camp Randall. Lang the carry, gets hit hard. A 4-yard pickup.
Well, we've been talking through part of the 2nd quarter into the 3rd quarter, and now here into the 4th. Monona Grove has to find a way to get a turnover, has to find something positive to happen with their defense, and coming up big is Martini. And that, other than the turnover in the opening kickoff, it's really been all Greendale in this game. Monona Grove has to really now put the hammer down, see what they can get on this drive.
2nd down and 6. They'll go to Young, still on his feet. first down as he rumbles up to the 32-yard line. One of the toughest runs that you have seen so far by the Silver Eagles in this game.
Well, he wants to get that confidence in his teammates backing him after he fumbled the football last drive that he was in there. Just good hard run, good balance, getting in there, fighting off some blocks or tackles, nice blocks up front. But they need to open up the playbook a little bit. Nothing fancy, don't stray too far, but maybe throw a wrinkle in there that Greendale has not seen yet out of your offense.
First down and 10. Getting a little louder here at Camp Randall Stadium. The Monona Grove side cheering loudly. Pass on the way. It's complete near midfield. And it's complete out there to Trey Powers. And Monona Grove starting to roll here on offense.
Really good job as a receiver of pushing upfield. Great protection. Again, he's been hit a lot. Pressure in his face, steps through. But it's a comeback route. He pushes all the way to the 50-yard line, takes about 4 steps back to get that separation. And without that protection up front, Blaine doesn't have time, but finds the open guys, scanning the field very well. Gets some nice chunks of yards out of the passing game here in this second half as Monona Grove.
Hearing and seeing some big hits down on the field right now. First down and 10 at their own 48. Young. Look at him power through down to the 45-yard line. So suddenly runs of 2 and 3 yards, getting stretched out to 5, 6, and 7.
And you've said a couple different times here, Monona Grove has been in this spot before. They've been down. They know how to come back. Against Catholic Memorial in level 3, they had to come back. And you go to your workhorses, and Torrin Young is the guy that you've leaned on all season long out of the backfield, running hard, running with purpose. And again, down in the trenches, guys owning blocks on those big runs.
Second down and 3 at the 45-yard line of Greendale. It's Young again, first down and more, as he lunges ahead to the 36-yard line. Now they're first down for the Silver Eagles.
Starting to watch the Panther defense, too. They're looking to the sideline with their hands up like wondering what's going on. Just a great blocking up front. Jaden Galt doing a good job of sustaining his block and allowing Torrin Young to cut off to the left. And he cuts left, tries to cut back right, tripped himself up a little bit. I don't think anybody was there if he stays on his feet.
Young behind Blang in that pistol. This time Blang runs to the left. Nice cutback over the 35 down to the 34-yard line.
Well, running up the middle with a guy like Torrin Young allows you to get out to the edge because you fake the handoff. Whoever fullback or running back is behind you, and then you get your quarterback and Tyler Blang out to the edge. But it holds those linebackers just for a count to give them some seams to cut through. Good blocking out front. And then a great cut, as you said, by Blang to get upfield.
Boy, coming into this game, Blang with 145 attempts, Young 142, and Offerdahl 146 rushing attempts. Different storyline with who's getting the ball here in this championship game. It's been Young and Blang on the ground, and Blang in the air. Over the middle, has his man. Touchdown, Monona Grove. Trey Powers on the reception. And we've got ourselves a ball game.
Great blocking up front again. Tyler Blang waiting for the routes to clear. They brought one receiver in across the middle to freeze those linebackers in the middle field, freeze the safeties up and over the top, and they actually started to converge towards him. Trey Powers runs a post corner right behind those guys. Nobody accounts for him, and Blang spot on with the throw for the big touchdown conversion.
Schuchart in for the extra point. And it is good. Monona Grove, 14 unanswered, the 34-yard touchdown reception. Well, we have ourselves a ball game here in Division III, 17-14 now, as Monona Grove has scored 14 unanswered here in the fourth quarter. Our game summary, it was Greendale early, Josh Ringelberg running in for a touchdown, but our Wendy's game summary says on the ground he gets that one. And then the big 97-yard reception turns out to be the longest in state history. And it was a 17-0 advantage at halftime. But Blang leads Monona Grove back. They score a touchdown in the third quarter and one more here in the fourth. Touchdown passes by Blang. And suddenly it's a 17-14 ball game. And a Division III state record for passing yards by two teams in one game combined right now stands at 411. Well, it's been entertaining, to say the least.
It has. That shows you how offenses have evolved over the years, too. Many years ago, it was run, let's gash, let's grind it out. With the type of spread offense you see Greendale do, the clip that they run at Monona Grove, the ability to get out in space as well. Just, you're right, very entertaining game.
This one is kicked out of bounds just past the 20-yard line, so a penalty and a re-kick coming up here. Well, Coach Mike Stassi told Sophia Minard at halftime, we just need to block better and trust ourselves and say, you know what, we're still in this ball game. It's only halftime. They regrouped. They came out of halftime, though, fumbling the ball away. But really, since then, midway through the third quarter, they look like a completely different team on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they've weathered the storm on the kickoff, the other fumble that they had deep as they're driving on a nice drive they had going on in the third quarter. And here they've responded the last couple of drives with touchdowns. We got ourselves a heck of a ball game.
You see total yards by Monona Grove now stands at 348. They've outgained Greendale. And a fumble. Ball's loose. Monona Grove has it. Another turnover at the 30-yard line of the Panthers. Wow.
Zach Stinson in on the recovery. The pitch, great job of slow playing by Stinson. The pitch is high and behind. Very difficult for your running back to get to. And Stinson, again, slow playing the quarterback to the pitch. Sees the ball on the ground and goes down to get it. Big time play. Just what Monona Grove needed deep in territory for the Greendale Panthers. We've seen Monona Grove on their heels, on their heels, on their heels. Well, they're tipping it back the other way towards the Panthers.
Sawicki had a hard time handling the pitch, and Stinson recovers the fumble, and now it is first down and 10 at the 30-yard line. 8:13 to go in the ball game. Monona Grove trails by 3. Blang to pass, and this one is complete at the 24-yard line. Nope, incomplete. A perfectly timed hit. And Young can't hang on to it.
Yeah, Young slipping out from the slot, basically a wingback, and it is perfectly timed. Right when the ball gets there, number 9, Mitchell Breeze, who's come up with some big plays of his own, but times it out. And I'll say this, if he doesn't knock him over and knock that ball away and Young stays on his feet, there's nobody behind. Be smart, wrap him up, drive him to the turf. You like to go for that big blow-up or kill shot, so to speak, but you got to be very, very smart here. 8 minutes left in this ball game, only ahead by 3.
Second down and 10. Lang fakes the handoff, looks downfield all the way into the end zone, and it's incomplete. He was looking one more time for Trey Powers. Well defended out there by Gabe Khalib of Greendale.
Trey Powers, again, running the post pattern that as he did before in the touchdown. Just great coverage by Khalib underneath. You got to float the ball up a little bit towards the tail end, the back end of the end zone. Allow your receiver to go get it so the defender can't get in front for the interception or the knockdown.
Monona Grove going for it all on second down and 10. Now it's third down and 10.
Well, you get the first down here. They're smelling blood in the water right now, but you got to move the chains here to keep this drive alive.
Lying out of the shotgun, fakes the handoff. Throws to the sideline, and it comes up well short. So now a big fourth down and 10. Monona Grove trying to save the momentum after that big turnover. They've scored 14 unanswered, but now face a huge fourth down and 10.
Very tough throw for your quarterback on right hash to roll to your left and try and get to the out route. Just tough to throw a right-handed quarterback to turn his shoulders far enough to make that an effective throw. Boy, they've gone for a number of fourth down conversions here today. 2 of 5 so far as Monona Grove. None bigger than this 4th and 10 right now.
7:57 to go in the ball game. Blank, straight back, looks for a receiver. Everybody's covered. Throws downfield. And it is incomplete. Incomplete. Good coverage defensively by Greendale. And they will take over on downs at their 30. Watching the WIAA State Football Championships on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Marshfield Clinic. It's Greendale 17, Monona Grove 14. Greendale's defense stopping Monona Grove after the Silver Eagles came up with a turnover at the 30-yard line. No game, turnover on downs. So the Panthers have it back on offense. Now they dodged a bullet there, no doubt, because a tremendous amount of momentum has gone over to Monona's side. And a good defensive play by the Silver Eagles. Sean McCoskey. Tackle for loss back to the 32. 28.
Ringelberg, the quarterback keeper all the way, and McCoskey, a great job of engaging with the block, shedding and getting by, and then a big blow-up tackle. This is a much different defense in this fourth quarter from Monona Grove than we saw all game long.
Loss of 3. They'll mark it back at the 27-yard line. Second down and 13 for the Panthers. Josh Ringelberg throws to his right, looks downfield, has his man, and the pass is complete. Up at the 37-yard line, 10-yard pickup up there for Breeze.
Going down low to get it on the boundary. Third and short here now. Monona Grove just needs to tighten up a little bit, understand where they need to get to.
And Josh Ringelberg with the most passing yards at 233 in Division III.
I got a feeling there's more coming, too.
This time on the end around, and Monona Grove's defense holds one more time. Nice play out there by Eisenberger.
Zach Quam, number 23, also in on the tackle or in on the play. Read the reverse. Great communication coming to the backside. Everybody reverses field, and there you see 23 Quam, the initial contact that allows Eisenberger to come up, finish him off. Maybe a loss of a yard on the play. Just really good defense by Monona Grove, reading things and trusting what they're seeing.
Breeze into punt. High snap. Rolling, and that one nearly blocked. But he does get it off, and it turns out to be a beautiful punt as the ball continues to roll inside the 30-yard line, down at the 28. Boy, dodged a bullet there by just getting that punt off.
Well, this is a hard part of the rugby-style kick. He's got some options. Do I run? Do I go? And then at the last second, he decides to kick. Very, very lucky that Jackson Rowley did not come through and one, tackle him, or two, get the block.
Rowley almost playing it safe.
Yeah.
Didn't want to make sure he touched him, roughing the punter type of penalty in that situation.
Heads up play on his part, but very lucky for the Panthers that they got out of that with the kick being good.
First and 10 for Monona Grove at their own 28. Young with the football, but he is wrapped up in a hurry down there. Nice play by Ty Ramirez.
Shifty, strong runner that we've seen all game long, and Young and Ramirez, see him getting up. These guys are gassed. I mean, this is an intense, fast-paced football game. A lot of big hits going on. They're starting to wear down. Both sides, both teams are starting to wear down, but they're digging deep, trying to find a way to make plays.
And ironically, you see the rhythm, especially on Monona Grove's side, offensively and defensively, really picking up.
Yeah, I think that adrenaline, that enthusiasm, and great crowd support behind them has got them jacked up.
Line handoff to Young up the middle. Pretty good gainer up to the 35-yard line. It's going to set up third down and short for Monona Grove. Over 5 minutes to go here in the ball game, but the Silver Eagles trail by 3.
Well, and they've gashed them up the middle a couple different times now, different drives where they've gone, then they come back and try to get the edge, either with the running back or with your quarterback in Tyler Blank. If they don't go to the pass here, I'd watch for them to try and do something off tackle. Fake up the middle, get those linebackers to fight, and get to the edge.
Third down and 2. Young the carry. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Lunges forward. It's going to be short of the first down.
Tackled by Riley.
By about 1 yard. Good hard run, trying to wall off on the right-hand side. Get Young to just smash him whatever the gap shows first, but a great job of plugging the hole. Fergasso, number 74, talked about him before with that onside kick at 6'4", long stretch body. Hard big boy to move at 270.
Silver Eagles 2 for 6 on 4th down conversions. 4th down and short here. Young, first down and more, still on his feet, breaks to the outside, and pushed out of bounds at the 44-yard line. The drive continues with 4:01 to go in the ballgame.
Great play call. You're gashing him with some offensive runs. This time they try and go out to the left-hand side. Great kickoff block. Jaden Gall out, sealing the corner. Nice job blocking downfield. You need all those things to work together to get your running back and Torrin Young some space to go, and then he slips the gap out to the edge, moves the sticks. Great call. Fun to watch him work, isn't it?
Boy, this has been an entertaining 2 halves of football. Greendale, a show in the first half, 17-0 lead, but it's been Monona Grove shutting them out and scoring 14 of their own to make it a ball game. Playing on the keeper. Trying to fight for that extra yard. A short pickup down to the 41-yard line.
Here it kind of makes you wonder, when they went for it 4th down and short, deep in the red zone of Greendale, that maybe those field goals would have helped right now. Instead of being down 3, you're up 3. These guys aren't thinking about that, but just makes us wonder, like, what if?
Well, it doesn't happen too often on the state championship level, a team at 0 for 3 in the red zone.
Right.
But that's technically where they sit right now. Don't want to give those opportunities away. But it's been defensive efforts like that by Greendale that show you why the stat reads 0 for 3 in that red zone. They've been pretty tremendous defensively when needed.
Pip, number 1, just reads this. They're shooting the gap, reading it right away, seeing the fire off the offensive linemen, so they're coming out charging. Linebackers just get downhill, straight downhill in a hurry, and end up getting to Young in the backfield.
28 seniors on this Greendale Panther squad, the most they have had under their coach in 1 year. Looking for their first state championship. Trying to hold off this Monona Grove late game attack. 3rd down and 7. Lang throws downfield. Has his man. Pass complete. It's Jackson Riley again. And Monona Grove in great shape in the red zone now. Ball marked at the 12-yard line.
Great individual effort by Jackson Riley. He had an easy touchdown reception first, but watch him work in the back end here. Lang looking off, throwing down the middle of the field, letting him go, working underneath the defensive back. Has a safety up over the top. Another defender underneath coming at him, but watch him work in front of him to go get that football and secure, and then make sure he doesn't fumble it as he's trying to get stripped down the way, but a great catch.
29-yard pickup. There's the drive, over 4 minutes. And moving on both sides of the line, they're going to get Monona Grove, though, for the false start.
Called against Monona Grove.
Yeah, that's a little excitement just getting going. You hear your quarterback calling the signals out, and 2 guys moved at the same time, so obviously communication out of the huddle just needs to get cleaned up.
Jackson Riley has 3 catches for 84 yards in this game, including a touchdown for Monona Grove. There's Monona Grove's field goal kicker, Drew Schuckart. First down and 15. They'll field goal away from possibly tying this one up. Unless Young runs like that inside the 5-yard line down to the 4.
Tackled by number 1, Tristan.
Torrin Young, another powerful run.
Ball at the
Powerful run, great block on the outside edge by Jaden Galt, and then a kickout block by number 33 that sends Young. Just a great job of getting out there, reading that, trusting that the guys are going to be there Good vision by Young, but outstanding blocking out on the edge.
The All-State tackle and Jaden Galt. Young spins up the middle. Very close to the goal line. He's going to be marked just shy with under a minute to go, but he does pick up a first down. It's going to be first down and goal for the Silver Eagles.
About the 3-inch line, and Young reads this, gets up in their little spin, which is risky down towards the goal line as defenders are coming towards you. Knee went down just before the ball got there.
They are going crazy over there on the Monona Grove side. What a comeback so far by the Silver Eagles, but they still trail by 3:56 seconds to go in the Division III state championship. They were runner-up here 9 years ago in the 2004 season. They have not won a championship on the football field in 29 years, going all the way back to 1984. Their head coach, Mike Stassi, won one as a player for the Silver Eagles in 1977. And trying to pull out the rare feat of a player-coach championship in one program.
Yeah, and you're looking at 17-zip down and been stopped in the red zone 3 different times. Just a great performance by Greendale, but you started to sense about halfway through the third quarter, once Monona Grove got a couple big plays, they started to believe. And then they get the big touchdown by Jackson Riley. And then you get another touchdown coming back by Trey Powers. A couple turnovers that they hadn't had, Craig. Just everything in the second half, they've just picked up the tempo. And they've been able to match Greendale's speed here in the second half.
Alfredo, the big fullback in that backfield. He takes the handoff straight ahead. Touchdown! Monona Grove takes the lead. An improbable comeback by the Silver Eagles, trailing 17-0 at halftime, and now they are out in front with under a minute to go.
Just smash-mouth power football. Offensive linemen know if they reset as they block, they get their feet in the end zone, that running back's getting in the end zone. So great job on the surge up front. And then power running by Brock Offerdahl to get in for 6 points. There's still 50-some seconds left here. There's still work to be done. Defense has to come out, make sure that they can take care of this Greendale offense that we've seen can be pretty high scoring, pretty quick scoring as well.
Schuchart the extra point, and Monona Grove is ripped off 21 unanswered points here in the second half and take a 21-17 lead over Greendale. 53 seconds left on the clock, and Greendale is going to need to get into the end zone if they want to take home the championship.
What an entertaining game. When you look at the score by quarter, domination by Greendale in the first half. Second half really been about Monona Grove. And even halfway through the third quarter was still Greendale chunking away, getting turnovers. And again, Monona Grove found a way to make some good positive things happen. Been able to sustain drives for a long period of time from start to finish, and they finally got pay dirt.
Boy, how about the long drives offensively that Monona Grove has sustained against this Greendale defense, who did not appear to be tired whatsoever at halftime. They dominated that first half. They stopped Monona Grove in the red zone 3 times, twice on 4th down conversion tries. They gave up some yards, but they definitely controlled the big plays and the opportunity to score. They completely shut down Monona Grove. But in the second half, especially midway through the third quarter, things changed for this club.
Yeah, and nothing fancy. I don't think they really changed their game plan. They just got the guys to believe. They started to execute much better, not individually, but as an entire unit. When you have a strong team that way that can function together, then you start to see some good things happen. And I think that's what we saw here with this Monona Grove team, is all of a sudden things just clicked as a unit.
Schuchart to kick off. And a little swibbler trying to play it safe. And Greendale plays it safe as well, as Pip just downs that ball at the 28-yard line. And that's where Greendale will be first down and 10, trailing for the first time all day And with only 53 seconds left in this game.
They got their work cut out for him. Pip does a nice job of getting the ball, getting down the ground so time doesn't wind up the clock. Let your offense go to work.
Look at the total yards by half for Monona Grove, nearly 300. This pass over the middle, it is complete. Over the 40-yard line, good pickup, a first down for Greendale.
That's a route that's worked for him all day. I think it was Nate Miller in on the catch. Worked for him coming again off the slot or wing and sometimes a tight end position, just slipping in the middle of the field between linebackers and before the safeties. Looks like we got a timeout for Greendale that called that?
Monona Grove calls timeout. So they give up a big first down reception. And that ball up at the 44-yard line right now. They'll call their timeout, play it safe at this point, and why not? You have the lead right now. You battled all day to come back, but you know this Greendale team can strike like quick.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the message to the defensive backfield linebackers. Fellas, we don't want to give up those simple yards, those 15-yard catches. We still got to play strong football. Nobody up and over the top. Play deep as the deepest, wide as the widest, but you got to come up and you still got to play some football. Don't give that up. 40 seconds for a team like Greendale's an eternity.
This Greendale team has scored no fewer than 31 points in all 13 of their games this year. They have been held to 17. In fact, shut out in the second half. As you take a look at the most passing yards by two teams, all divisions now, 466 yards is a new record. It's been a fun one to watch. Pass is complete. Miller's got it again, still on his feet, and brought down at the 43-yard line.
Nice job by Miller. He's running a comeback route about 15 yards, working back to about 12. The other receiver is sprinting downfield, drawing that corner and that safety. Very tough play for a linebacker to make. You probably see Monona Grove go a little bit more man coverage.
Clock continues to roll. Greendale still has two timeouts. Another reception made at the 35-yard line. Just shy of a first down. 29 seconds remain.
We got timeout Greendale. Wow, is this exciting or what?
22 seconds actually remain in this game. 22 seconds showing on the scoreboard inside the bowl here at Camp Randall. So one timeout remains for Greendale. And the ball is at the 35-yard line right now. The Silver Eagles, they've got to get in the end zone to win this ball game. Trailing by 4.
Just watching both huddles for each team. And guys are gassed. Hands are on knees. But they come back out. They know that they have a short period of time. The difference between taking gold or silver home rides right here. But it's fun to watch them dig deep for their teammates and give everything they've got.
Coach Mike Stassi said before the game he wants this to be one of the greatest times of their lives. This is all about the kids playing football right now, and what a game this has turned out to be.
They'll remember this forever.
Second down and short, only 22 seconds remain. Windelberg back to pass, heavy rush, and he's brought down. A big play defensively by Zach Stinson all the way back near midfield. 17 seconds to go. And Greendale forced to call their final timeout.
Well, and Zach Stinson going one-on-one with Jake Maxwell, one of the top linemen in the state. Just a power speed rush went right by him. Stinson does a great job of getting upfield. Quarterback really had no chance once the ball was snapped. That's a big-time play at a very opportune time for the Silver Eagles.
No timeouts left for Greendale. Only 17 seconds remain. And the ball 45 yards away from where they need to be to try to pull out a state championship.
The communication defensively is fellas understand that 11 yards that they got to get. We got to make sure we bring them down before that. And offensively, they're going to try and get to the boundary because of no timeouts. So if you get a pass caught in front of you, make sure that you don't allow them to get to the sideline and stop that clock. keep them inbounds.
Well, the fans have been great from both schools here, Greendale and Monona Grove. Ringelberg with 5 receivers. Back to pass. Heavy rush, and he goes down. He will be sacked back at the 40-yard line. The ball came loose. He's ruled down. 8 seconds to go.
Now it's just 4-man pressure up front. Defensive linemen going at it. The clock goes to 0 because they couldn't stop the clock.
And that is the ball game. Monona Grove, a tremendous comeback here in the second half. And the officials are huddling.
They're going to maybe call an incomplete pass.
And it looks like they've ruled that this one is over.
Talking about at least trying to get it right, Greg, for these kids. Hard-fought ball game by both squads. Really impressed with the way Greendale played today, with the momentum and the enthusiasm, the excitement, the energy, and the never say die off the other side by Monona Grove to come back 17 points down, put a stamp on this, their first championship in a long time.
Their first championship since 1984. They go 29 years between titles, where they won the Division III title back in '84. Their third championship in school history. And for their head coach, he has won one as a player. He won the first one back in 1977, and now has coached his alma mater back to one here in 2013. So the Silver Eagles trailing 17-0 at halftime, went in the locker room and didn't seem like it was a confidence blow at all. Remember, back at level 3 against State Power and defending champion in Division III, Waukesha Catholic Memorial, they trailed in the fourth quarter and had to make a comeback, and were able to score 2 touchdowns. And one of those touchdowns coming on a 4th down and goal late in the ball game. And it was at that point that this team said, we believed even when others didn't, that we belong.
Well, and that's what really matters between the coaching staff and the guys in the sideline. If you believe in yourselves, you believe in your teammate, when they can look next to you and say, can you count on me? Absolutely. Let's go, all 11 of us together. And then you have the rally and support of a crowd like we had here today for both schools. Just a very well-played game. 2 teams that are really deserving to be here in this championship game. And we had one of the best games in a long time here at Camp Randall.
This is about as entertaining as it gets. There's no doubt about that. And the great thing is there's still 2 more games to go here before we are done with the high school football season. Division II and Division I yet to come. And there is the All-Stater, Jaden Galt, and he's enjoying this. This will not be his last game at Camp Randall Stadium. He is a future Badger. And what a job his team did offensively and defensively to get back here in the second half to win the championship. Let's get to our post-game interviews now and send it down to Sophia Minner.
Thanks, Craig. I'm joined now by Monona Grove quarterback Tyler Blang. And Tyler, congratulations, Marshfield Clinic Player of the Game. 4th quarter, you make it 17-14 after hitting Powers on the touchdown. The defense forces a fumble. What was your approach on that last drive? How were you able to execute?
We just wanted to push it down the field. We knew we could run the ball on them a little bit, but we also knew we could start passing on them too. We had some passing routes that were getting open. Our line was doing a better job of giving me time and opening up holes, and we had some good play calling from our coaches, and it worked out, so great job.
You had to come back against the defending champs, Catholic Memorial, in level 3. Was there ever any doubt you could come back in this championship game?
Oh, definitely not. All our guys are fighters on our team, and we all held our heads high, and we came back, and we pushed each other. We stayed up, and we never got down, and that's what it's all about, and we came back and won.
All right, congratulations, Tyler. Craig, back up to you.
All right, what a ball game by Monona Grove here. Very entertaining. Going to come back with more here at Camp Randall Stadium. Well, Kimberly getting off the bus and getting their warm-ups in moments ago. They will face Oshkosh North next to the Division II state championship game. We've got that one at 1 o'clock, and then in Division I, Arrowhead and Franklin will battle at 4 o'clock. Both of those games can be seen in just a bit here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Monona Grove, a 21-17 winner over Greendale in the Division III championship game, just concluded. An improbable comeback of sorts, if you will, in the second half It was a 17-0 deficit for the Silver Eagles as they now get the silver ball, the championship ball to take home, and their awards as well. And the drive will be short for Monona Grove, so they can start celebrating
a little bit quicker.
Yeah. Indeed. They kind of joked about coming over here this morning, being right outside the city of Madison, of course, Monona, and taking the bus ride over in commuter traffic and rush hour. Kind of joking about that, as most teams, of course, spend the night down here, but they will take that gold trophy home. Short drive, long drive, it doesn't matter. It has to be a tremendous feeling for the way this team was able to come back.
Well, just watching, again, both squads, Greendale really having control of this game for the first 2.5 quarters, and then a couple turnovers for Monona Grove. They finally got a big strike on a touchdown, and then you just started to feel the momentum change, that belief really to take hold and support one another and rally, the belief in the coaches, in the play calls. And I think they found some things that they could expose for Greendale. Finally found some things, because they were playing lights out, but just a game that went back and forth here in the second half was outstanding to watch both these teams go to work, but hats off to both.
Congratulations to Greendale, a tremendous season. Monona Grove, they will take home the championship, though, in Division III. 21-17, again, is our final score. Plenty of more football on the way. We'll be back at 1 o'clock for the Division II clash between Oshkosh North and Kimberly here on Fox Sports Wisconsin.